the users they have, and then also bring that in with Twitter. But like you said, Jay, boss move. I respect that. I've always respected him, but you got to diversify yourself. I mean, between art, streaming services, whatever he does, he makes gold. So, except that cologne he had gold, that was just shit. But
every mogul and boss has a couple of failures in there. It's just that their successes outweigh them so much that we typically forget about them. And Jay has definitely reached that level. Go ahead.
So here's a real quick question. He just sold Ace of Spades, and he sold this. What is he about to do next? He has a lot of money right now. He's looking to do something. He sold his ownership in the Nets.
I think he's
He has
going
his
after a
agency.
team.
I agree. Okay. Something big's about to happen because he didn't sell all this for no reason.
Yeah, I think he's going after the team. He wants to be the outright owner of it. That's what I think he's going. I think that's what he's going to do.
What, you saying, the Nets?
And it might be football.
I don't know. I don't know who, but
he sold his ownership in the Nets too. So
yeah,
the last franchise that was up for sale was
Timberwolves. Alex Rodriguez.
True.
Timberwolves and the Panthers.
The thing is though, is Jay so smart? I wouldn't be surprised if he buys, if we're talking sports, one of the English soccer teams.
Yeah, I could see that too.
Which would be hugely profitable.
Mm-hmm.
But that's speculation for another day. Unfortunately, in less positive news. First of all, where in the fuck who's running PR for Chris Brown and Tory Lanez to where they thought this was the time to announce a joint album?
Yo, what's that album going to be called? The Wife Beaters?
The He-Man Woman Beaters Club? That's what it's going to be called?
Seriously.
Shots fired. That's what the album's called.
And don't get me wrong, two talented people. But you couldn't wait until Tory Lanez's case is over with before you announce. With Chris Brown, somebody had either they announced it without running it by anybody, or nobody in their camp gives a fuck about them. That's the only thing that I think of.
Or maybe they're let's lean into it. Let's just go all out and be.
This would be like R. Kelly announcing an album hosted by Kevin Spacey.
Oh shit!
I think this is perfect.
Oh shit!
I think it's perfect. Now, would I do it? No.
Is Megan gonna be on the album as a guest feature? Out of curiosity?
No.
But I mean, when is it ever a great time to put an album out? With those two, they can put it out any time that they want to. Putting it out now, they know they're gonna get a lot of backlash. Do they care? Absolutely not. And I think that's what it comes down to.
Did anybody see Tory Lanez Unplugged that just dropped?
No.
I've seen clips of it, but I didn't tune into it.
I mean, listen, he's hella talented. He really is. But I don't know. That situation didn't sit well with me. I've conferred with the Teenage Coalition, or whatever we're going to call them, and they all actually, and including girls, feel like if he really did shoot Meg, then he would have been arrested or in jail or in trouble for it. So I think he got a pass. I'm serious.
I mean, look,
cancellation did not go through.
I was one that wasn't canceling him because we didn't get all the facts. You know what I mean? It was funny how Meg got to talk about it, but he wasn't able to talk about it. So
until he dropped that whole album talking about it and singing about it and spitting about it, and that was some bitch ass shit. So he lost my respect with that.
I hope. Hey, okay.
I mean, it just seems like what's the saying now? Read the room. It seems like nobody in that announcement read the room. And I know Tory Lanez.
Or they did. They might be on some say goodnight to the bad guys shit with this.
Okay.
But look, bad publicity is good publicity too.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be talking about it because we're talking about it now. Then when the album drops, we're going to be talking about it.
That is true. Well, all right.
I mean, unless there's people out there waiting for the truth to come out and then they put it out as a celebration, I don't think that's anything to be celebrating because it was a black woman that was hurt. At the same time, you know what I mean? We gotta wait for it. We gotta wait for it to come out. I don't know. I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm not canceling anybody.
Okay. Yeah, I mean the thing with this is go ahead, Marquis. Go ahead.
I gotta be honest with you. It might be dope.
Well, that's the thing.
I
I think
wouldn't
that's the
deny
thing
that.
that all three of us have said up to this point. They are both
Yeah.
two of the most
It's
talented
gonna be great.
artists right now. Period. Tory Lanez, as
So-
much as I don't agree with him, and I haven't listened to his music since all this happened. Whatever. Tory Lanez is
We
talented
listened to his last album.
we did review his last album. Tory Lanez is talented as fuck. He is. Chris Brown, we already know. Chris Brown is a fucking legend. So this album could be on some Silk Sonic type shit.
Silk Sonic, I agree.
Like
Yeah.
it very well could be. Like
I'm actually looking forward to hearing them harmonize.
So-
I mean, that's going to be very
and
interesting.
then the thing
But-
that they could do that Silk Sonic doesn't is that they can have songs to where it's Chris singing and Tory's rapping his ass off.
Yeah.
And Chris can rap. We heard that
Yeah,
on.
yeah,
He has rapped before. He's rapped on tracks with 50. So like,
Yeah, and he rapped with
Yeah,
Busta.
yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
I'm
No, he
actually
could.
kinda
No,
excited about this
he
album.
could rap though. He could rap.
Yeah, like the dude spit. So I know the headline is. I'm kind of looking forward to the album.
Yeah, he was on the track with T Grizzly. That shit went. Yeah, he can go. He can go.
Yeah.
This is the
I forgot about that.
and I think the thing is, and I've said this before, I don't think in this podcast, think on another one, like cancel culture at this point only lasts until you drop something hot. If this album comes out and it's fucking amazing, he may turn everyone who's against Tory Lanez, I'm talking about specifically, may turn everyone who's against him on his side with just one hot album.
R. Kelly did it on the Boondocks.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Did he not though? Y'all remember that episode?
I'm not touching that. I'm not. Go ahead, Mark. I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole, bro. You got it. You got it. Go ahead.
Has Chris Brown ever dropped a whack project?
No. He's
Yeah.
a whack project.
Yeah.
What's Chris Brown dropped?
The
that was whack?
one that he dropped where he had 50
50
songs.
songs.
on it.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
I
That
mean,
one was.
come on.
No,
There's
bro.
50
Look.
songs.
Look. Okay, that's your fault. Stop putting 50 fucking tracks out.
Yeah. Yeah.
50 whack.
Now the thing
God
is, and the
damn.
thing that made that bad is that honestly, he probably had about 10 to 12 tracks on it that would have made a hot album had he just selected the right tracks.
I took 3 tracks from it myself. I did.
I found at least 10 to 15.
Okay, so that's better. That's a better shooting percentage.
It's like,
But
you know what it is? To me, it was like, if you have a mixtape, you have some throwaways on there. Let's just get it out there kind of thing to me. But the rest of his catalog?
I don't hold it. I don't hold it against him, but he still did it.
Okay, fair enough.
But compared to the rest of his catalog, how many albums he has? 10? How many albums does he have? A lot.
I don't know.
And
Are you
one
counting
of
the
them-
one he? Are you counting the one he did with Tiger?
Fuck that. That's the whack one to me.
Come on.
Come on.
Like, come
Oh look, Mary.
That's
As I keep going, they keep piling up.
We're gonna move on from that though. So, and I put this on here because Ghostface Killah is from is my favorite rap group of all time, as well as Mary's. You have two people who are super big Wu-Tang fans on this panel. Well,
Whoa.
I didn't know, Marquis. Me and Mary have had over a year worth of conversations about how big of Wu-Tang fans we are.
Hip hop group of all time.
Okay.
Let's start
Okay.
there. So I'm
cool.
good.
I actually think we minted them that in
Yeah.
one of our brackets.
Yeah, we did. I think it was the last bracket we
Yeah.
did. But so he had this interview with Vulture, and he talked about how basically to paraphrase that acts and artists like the Tribe Called Quest, of course, Wu-Tang, Notorious B.I.G., Kool Herc, Grandmaster Flash, the Furious Five, and the Sugar Hill Gang has hits, and that a lot of this generation doesn't understand their impact in the rap game. Now, we've said that before. We're hip hop heads. We're of a different generation. We said that. Do you think that this article, and so I'm not coming from the standpoint of if we agree, because I think everybody on this panel agrees, but do you think this article is going to do anything, or do you think that the younger generation is going to see this as an old man complaining? What do you guys think?
Yeah, no, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
And they can't read anyway, so it don't matter.
They can read them tweets though.
Okay.
I mean, I gotta be honest. There is some truth to that. I don't like back in our. So this is gonna take us down a rabbit hole, and I'm gonna try to not bring us all the way down there. But back in our day, we had the source vibe. Like we actually respected the hip hop journalism and looked to it for, guidance and insight into the culture. That is gone now. The younger generation, it's all word of mouth, in a very weird way, even if it's social media. But there aren't like thought leaders the way we had. So I don't think the young generation will even know about it, much like Baylor just said. But he is very, very right. I don't know. I'm actually excited because I'm working on some stuff that's going to help bridge the gap. Shout out Rock the Bells. But yes, there does need to be some kind of, I don't know, connection. There needs to be some kind of mandatory hip hop 101 education that you must take before you really can enter this game and be qualified. So I couldn't agree with him more. I don't think the young generation is going to listen to this or even be aware of it, but they're about to be aware of it. How about that? So, yeah.
And I think that, it does take something to make. I'll use me as a personal example. I won't even use the younger generation. I had never heard of Cool G rap in my life until I was 22 years old. He was on a G Unit mixtape, and I was like, this motherfucker can spit. And I Googled Cool G rap, and I was like, wait a motherfucking second. And I literally downloaded on whatever the shit we used to use to legally download shit at that time, so much Cool G rap shit that I had a day of educating myself on Cool G rap. And at that point, it was like,
It probably was LimeWire.
Probably. I was like, how in the fuck did I, who at that time considered myself a hip hop head, not know somebody who, now that I have educated myself, Cool G rap style, it can be felt and seen through so many people in the 90s that it's ridiculous, but I didn't know it. So I think it does take something to raise the eyebrow of the new generation, and then hopefully they go through and they have music more easily accessible. They don't have to sit there and wait an hour for 4 tracks to download on LimeWire like I did growing up. Like literally, go to Spotify, you'll find it. So maybe it's something like that, and then maybe they get their education that way. I don't know, but Baylor, what do you think?
Well, I think they seriously need to make a class though. Like serious. Like maybe in community college. Have a one-on-one course. Because the level of disrespect, and then the effort that they put into making music, they don't even, and then when they sample, that kills me. They will sample these artists and not know who they are. You know what I mean? So
Those artists though that they're sampling should kind of demand like a sit down with them and give them the insight into into the record and you know what I mean? Like their motivation.
Yeah.
There has to be some kind of connection here because like you said, it's like I think a lot of these youngins are inspired by the legends and can't even identify who they are. Basically.
They don't even know where it comes from.
Yeah. Sad.
Yeah.
And then they go off and let one of their singles take off and it's a major hit. Now you're profiting off of history that you don't even know about.
All right, Marquis, go ahead.
I got 3 things. Her name is Tammy, got a beach house in Miami, rides around with a spoke jammy and her silk and satin panties. Shit like that. That's Cool G. Artists today have 3 great albums.
You said name an artist?
Wait, say that again.
Name an artist today, a modern artist or a new artist that has at least 3 great albums.
So
because
Kendrick's an easy one.
Well, how are we defining new? That's what I was going to ask you.
New artists that have.
But what's new?
Give us a year to
Like,
start.
Well,
Give us a
what's
year.
new?
You got to give us a
Anybody
cutoff.
past Kendrick and J. Cole? How about that?
Anything past Kendrick and J. Cole?
Kendrick and J. Cole.
Does Travis Scott have 3?
He should have 3.
And
Really?
he got 2. He got 2 for
sure.
sure.
He has 2.
Yeah.
He got 2 for sure. He might not have a third one because he might not have a third album.
Okay.
He has a 3rd album.
Okay, let's go.
He has a 3rd album, but not a great 3rd album. My point is, like Ghost said, bodies of work.
Tyler, the Creator?
Ghost has that generation around. He's before that. He's actually
Yeah,
before
Tyler the Creator's like middle child
He's
generation.
Anybody after that? Like,
Crit?
Go ahead.
Crit?
When did Crit come out? Crit came out around the same time, right?
He was in the same freshman class as Kendrick, right?
He
That's what I'm
was
saying.
out.
Yeah.
He
Alright,
was
so
out,
we're
but he
going
wasn't. But he
after.
wasn't out. He wasn't
Anybody after? No, not anybody from that generation. Anybody after that?
What year are we talking
Are
about?
we counting groups?
My point is this:
Yeah.
bodies of work.
It shouldn't
Like
be
you
this
said,
hard. The fact that
bodies
it's
of
this
work.
hard for us to think about, I think, proves your point. Go ahead.
So my last thing is, here's my disappointment with even those rappers. Lupe Fiasco, he couldn't recite Tribe Called Quest lyrics and didn't want to do an appreciation for them because he didn't know, because he listened to Scarface and the rest of them. But your whole style is from Tribe Called Quest. So our legends still have to pay homage to who birthed their style. But again, I agree with Ghost. Like, bodies of work. Not a lot of artists have bodies of work. And Billy, you pointed out, Jada may not have a lot of classic albums, but I guarantee you can recite a lot of the songs from those albums. You know what I mean? These new artists, I hear singles, and that's it. I don't hear bodies of work. I hear, unless bodies of work are considered streams. That's my problem.
I feel it. I feel where you're coming from on that.
Yeah.
And I personally feel like Jada has a classic album.
Which one?
That's me. Huh?
Which one you count a classic from Jada?
You gotta think that hard.
No, because it's not a Jada album that I don't like.
But
I'm
not
being
liking
honest.
and classic are different.
No, but that's the thing though. What I might think is a classic, a lot of people might feel is mediocre because it wasn't as commercial.
Okay.
But what do you think is which albums? You think all of them are classics?
To me,
I would say this.
And
this may get frowns from my panel, and I love y'all, but feel free.
Only reason.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say that I would say, even though it's a joint album, I would say Friday on Elm Street is a classic.
Okay. I mean, I would have said Kiss the Game Goodbye was dope.
Okay.
I was gonna pick that only because I felt like that was probably the most commercial album that he has.
Yeah.
But Diddy made him pretty, and that's why I didn't like that album too much.
Right,
That's not his gritty shit.
Right. And that's what we love Jada for, right? The gritty
Exactly.
shit.
Yeah.
Imagine if him and Beanie would have done an album together.
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ. All right, because we're gonna go down another rabbit hole. We're gonna go ahead. We got 2 albums to get into the review. First one, Moray, Street Sermons. Now, Moray was who I referenced earlier in the show. Like, he has spent about 2 or 3 years of doing like independent singles and albums, and really built his buzz up. Like, the only thing that I could compare it to, and I'm not saying it's at that level, but would be like to a 50. Like, he completely built himself up to get noticed on his own, got to deal with Interscope, released this album. Now, we'll talk about the quality of the album. I think there's some really positive stuff to come out this album, but I think overall, because a lot of this album is also made up of some of those tracks he released while he was independent, I think it shows promise, but I don't think it quite feels like a cohesive project. It feels like something that the label is like, we need something to get out from you quickly since we just signed you, and we need to capitalize on this buzz that you had. That's how I feel about the album. But who wants to take it away first?
Mary, were you just dodging a bullet? Because you just... Sorry. Go ahead.
I'll go first, though. Thank you for teeing that up.
You are on an island because a lot of bullets are flying over there.
Yeah,
see that.
They really are these days.
Shout out.
So this is one of two pieces of art, I guess we'll call it, that we're going to discuss tonight, that I got, I don't know, a quarter of a way through and then came to the determination that it was not for me and decided not to waste any more minutes of my life on it. So don't get me wrong. I'm not saying this was trash, but it was not it wasn't my steez. It was not for me.
Now,
Like I don't really like that sing-songy, like, and I sound old, but and I give everything a chance, but
She
I just
said.
generally do not subscribe to his style of hip hop.
okay, let me ask you
You
this.
No, but
said
for what
you
it is, I'm
said sing
sure his
songy.
people who like that liked
Were
it.
you able to at least take in the content of what he was talking about, even with the not liking the style that he used to deliver it?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
I also felt like there were too many songs on it. Like I was really like, oh Lord. Like I
Yeah.
after like the third or fourth one, I was like, let me see what else is on here. And then I just started seeing stars. So yeah, you might want to, I'll pass. Back to you in the studio, Hayes.
All right, Marquis. Because I'm gonna save Baylor for last because only because of my own personal reasons. I thought listening to this album, I thought Baylor was gonna hate this album. So I'll save Baylor for last just because I want to hear how he's gonna feel about it, Marquis.
Dang, that's how you think about me. That's crazy.
So I'll agree with that. Hayes, you pointed out something. Back in the day, Ill and Out Scratch, we're my homies, Creeping Through the Hood, right?
Mhm.
That song blew the fuck up. And it was supposed to be a guest feature, but the record label demanded more because this song blew up.
Mhm.
So they made him do an album. And the album sucked because it sounded like they rushed it. And this is what that sounds like to me. There's some dope songs. Honestly, I love the content. It just, at some point, just became monotonous to me.
Okay.
And that's my problem. But there's talent there. There is raw. There's raw talent. It's just, it seems like it was forced and rushed. It's like, you know what? I got this popping. Let's repolish these songs and let's just A&Rs. Everybody jump on it and let's get this out as fast as possible. And I also noticed that it's produced, or this is an Apple something. This is like an alignment with Apple or two, right?
Yeah.
Or something like that. Seems like it was rushed to me. I agree with that.
Do you think he's a better rapper or a better singer? And do you think he should pick a lane?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know because I don't know if the spitting the way he spits. I don't know if that would resonate lyrically as a rapper. But he has flow. He's not that great of a vocalist though, so I can't say he can sing.
He's a good harmonizer, but not a great vocalist.
Yeah. That's the problem. So he has to do what he's doing.
All right, cool. Marquis.
Baylor, go ahead.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I said Marquis.
Yeah.
Marquis just went. Don't worry about it.
We gotta let him live. Y'all gonna let the baby get away with that shit? Y'all gotta let him get away with it.
I'll let him get away with shit.
But I actually so there was a song called "That's on God." That shit bang.
Great song.
That should be his single. Everything else was mid or whatever. Like I said, it sound rushed, but I liked it. Maybe I was high. Okay, cool. But it sounded good. It sounded good. Yo, I tell you this much, it sounded better than the shit that we about to talk about next.
And listen.
What
All right, so so overall, we're kind of besides, I know Mary just doesn't like his style, but besides that, do we think that with more time, do we expect a better album out of Moray the next time?
Well, yeah, you got to give him time to grow. But I'm actually not. I don't really have a problem with the singy songy like Mary said. I don't have a problem with it. I don't.
The way I see Moray's career going, at least initially, is I think we're gonna have a bunch of hooks from Moray being guest features on other people's songs leading up to his next project.
Yeah, and maybe that should have been his rollout. You know what I mean? Maybe he should have been on a gang of the other artists, singles and stuff like that, and then boom, hit us with a project of your own, which by that time would have been some well-crafted tracks, But that's on God track. That shit bang, man. I'm gonna play that when I go to work.
That and Trenches are my two favorite songs on the album. But let's move into this next album. DJ Khaled. He had to say his own name twice because this shit is fucking trash. Double trash bags. This shit is garbage. There's like 3 tracks on this. It's a typical Khaled album. But the thing is that I feel like what hurts Khaled so much is that he thinks he's creating fucking magic every time he's in the fucking studio. Like, I just feel like he's gotten too big on himself. This overproduced. What does DJ Khaled do? Because I looked at the production credits. On his first couple of albums, he had more production credits than any other producer. On this album, I think he has like maybe 2 production credits on it. What does he do? Is he a curator? What the fuck is he doing? Baylor. I'll come to you first on it. Go ahead.
He's a vibe moderator. That's what he is. Okay, so look, I like the idea of what he's doing. A lot of people complain that he's putting artists together that doesn't mesh together, right? But I like the idea of it because you never know until you try it. He sampled a lot of classic tracks, and it didn't work out too well. But the same thing that I'm praising him for is the same thing that I'm going to criticize him for. When you put the Migos and like, I don't know. I think, you know what I think he did? I think he said, you know what?
He was high when he put this track list together. That's what it was.
But it wasn't THC. This had to be like this had to be like shrooms or LSD, something. I feel like he just said, you know what? Just let me get them and let me get them, put them on this track. Like, I feel like he had the right artist for the wrong tracks. Some shit shouldn't have been sampled though. Like, you got to leave certain shit alone. How we say don't reboot this TV show. Leave this original track alone. If you're not gonna serve it any type of justice, and I ain't gonna even lie to you. Everybody was all hyped and fake hyped or whatever. No, I ain't gonna say that because the hype was real. But that Jay and Nas track wasn't. Wasn't really much to me.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. All we did was, and then don't get me wrong. I know they don't have much to talk about other than their goals now. But all we did, Jay-Z just told us how much money he made again. And Nas just did another Jay-Z and called himself the
Scarface.
Yeah, so it's like, all right, that track was dope. You're lying. We just want them to be together. That's all. I ain't gonna lie, I do want that project from them too, and I like to hear them together, but that wasn't it. We the best. Where?
All right, Baylor with the hot fucking takes. Who wants to go next?
I gotta say, I did like this album in my trash folder. It was perfect there. The Jay and Nas track surprised me, but it didn't. It was just overproduced, overhyped, but the lyrics were dope. It was bragging on that level, the humble bragger, if you will. But I was done with that album in about 30 minutes, and I think the album is about 45 minutes long.
51 minutes long is how long the album is. Ridiculous for nowadays, like the how quickly you can consume albums. What I'll say on this, and this is a huge point to me, Cardi B has a hot single almost every time she touches a track. This track with Cardi B on this album, fucking garbage. Like, it's harder to get Cardi B not to have a song. This should be the ramp up to. This should have been this year's Cardi B's summer anthem, and it's just, I don't know. This whole album's
who did DJ Khaled make music for?
Himself. I feel like he makes music for himself to listen to in the studio with his kid.
Okay.
Or brushing your teeth, Devin.
Assad.
Yeah, I feel like he made this album in
circular motion, Devin.
And his sons are just going crazy over the album. He's like, you know what? I got another one. No, you don't. We don't give a shit about this. Go ahead, Mary.
There isn't much to say that hasn't already been said. I think we've had the Khaled conversation before on a previous show, right? Like, he's a curator or whatever. That's what he does. Okay, cool. We've come to accept that. But yes, I agree. The production was not even up to par for what he usually does. I did think it was cute that they sampled Song Cry for Sorry Not Sorry. But I do agree with you, Baylor, as well. It was like, I don't know. The word that comes to mind for me is sleepy. It was sleepy. It was kind of like it was it was middle-aged rap. I don't know. I mean, I love both of them, right? And like, yes, I was very happy to see them together. Really hyped that there was a visual for it. And of course it wasn't whack. I would not go as far as to say that, because nothing that either of them could produce whatever. I mean, well, I don't want to say that. But what's whack for Nas and / or Jay-Z is still by far way better than, you know what I mean? So whack is relative. I would not say it was whack, but it definitely was like not what I think we've all been waiting for from them. Yeah, I don't know. It was what I thought it would be, this album. It was a Khaled album.
Very trying her best not to say something foul right now.
But because I have too much respect for them.
It was like watching Jay and Nas drop like 50 or 40 a piece in a game where they getting blown out.
Yeah, I think that's accurate.
Wow.
So you're saying that they pulled a Zach Levine, is what you're saying?
They just showed up. they just showed up. You know what I mean?
So this goes back to my question last week. When's the last time we had a great song from Jay and Nas other than Black Republican?
There has not been a great song from Jay and Nas together since Black Republican.
How is that possible?
So this is the thing. This is what I can compare it to.
Maybe it's chemistry.
Exactly.
Too.
Like it's just like with basketball. You can have two great players, but that doesn't mean they're going to be great together. It's about how they fit together.
I promise you. I get that. Premier did it. I promise you, Premier did it. It would be a great.
I agree. I do believe that all the ingredients got to be there.
Right.
But to me, it felt like y'all got to be there to make it. And I think at a certain point they were like, I don't need to be next to him.
This is like Carmelo and Amari being coached by Phil Jackson and them not even making the playoffs. This is terrible.
I think Kanye and Premier could pull this off. Personally.
Yeah, you like you said, you gotta have the right chef to mix the ingredients together correctly. You have two amazing ingredients in Nas and Jay. If you get a producer and somebody who can organize it and go to their strengths, I think it could be a great album. But I think also the thing with the problem with this song is that they were rapping the same way. And that's not what we want to see from Jay and Nas. We want to see the differences in their style.
And that's what the beat made them do.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that beat made them do that.
Right. It was sleepy. I mean, part of the producer's job is to bring out the magic, to inspire, and the funny thing was, right, it was like, I'll never forget, I think it was like a Wu documentary that we had watched and reviewed, where basically when they went to the studio and laid down Cream, it was like everyone who went before the next person inspired the person after to like go harder with the pen. Like, you know what I'm saying? And you saw what?
Protect Your Neck, right?
No, I'm pretty sure it was Cream.
There was only two of them on Cream. There was only Ghost and Ray on Cream.
Excuse me?
No.
Ghost and Ray are on Cream.
Are you nuts? Carry on. We're gonna strike that from the record.
Yeah, you're tripping on that one, bro.
You're bugging. Are you sleepy? Anyway.
You didn't watch that video?
I feel, bro.
No.
I feel like.
Are you saying two members of Wu-Tang were on Cream?
Meth did the chorus. Ghost and Ray did the verses.
So it was, maybe it was. Anyway, shut the fuck up.
Wow, all three of you.
This was like the moment that I convinced Mary that Ronald Isley wasn't at the verses.
You know what I was thinking of? I was thinking of Triumph. I was like, wait a minute. It was
Inspector Deck was on there too.
It's Raekwon and Inspector Deck has the verses, and it's Method Man on the chorus. Ray isn't on there, bro. I mean, Ghostface isn't on there.
Right. Whatever it was, they were laying down a song, and I think it was Raekwon who was speaking to the camera and was saying like, "Yo," like they were watching somebody who was in the booth, and it was like, I gotta go back in and rewrite my verse now because what this nigga just said. So like, so you saw in I don't know if you guys saw any of the behind the scenes in the making of Sorry Not Sorry, but it was like Nas was talking to, I think they were FaceTiming Jay or something, and Nas was like, "Yo, you said this," like, "Oh man," but it was like, again, the energy was low. It was nothing like, you know what I'm saying? Like what you, I don't know. There was something about it was very low energy. That's all. So it was not whack. It was not trash, but it just was low energy. And for us to wait all these damn years to see them together, I could see it being like a letdown. Whatever. Whatever. I forgot where we were going because now I'm
Let's move on. Let's
Look,
move on.
this
It's
combobulated.
time
it
to
was
move
mac.
on.
It was
I
mac
just
and
had a
cheese.
question.
We got limited
you
time with
Khaled,
Baylor today.
Khaled.
We need to get to the diss track brackets before Baylor leaves. So keep that in mind.
Okay. How many chances are we going to give Khaled? That's all I need to know.
The coach is going
I
to keep
never
giving
gave
him
him a
chances.
chance.
How are they giving it? Let's go.
I don't think the culture is looking at it as he is striking out. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
So-
for
That's
example, all on my timeline the day that the album was released, I saw so many people say things basically like her and the Migos, a collaboration I never knew I needed so bad, and that song is fucking garbage. So it's like,
Right.
All right, I'm
You
done.
know what, too? I think that his marketing is genius. I mean, even declaring "we the best," it's like subliminal. Like, so people are like, "Oh, he's the best." I'm serious. Like, marketing gets that deep. And also, he really does have some very deep-seated relationships with local radio stations all over the country. So his shit's gonna get played. Like,
Okay.
all right, cool. All right, black
Yeah.
people like rock too. Marquis, what do you got for us this week?
Let's make this shit quick. In light of Cinco de Mayo, adopted this celebration of the Mexicans winning the French War, whatever the fuck. So let's talk about Mexican rock. So I bring up Maná, Santana. Now Santana has sold over 100 million records. Maná, great rock band. Anybody you guys love at all from Mexico?
I love
Rock.
Maná, but Santana, I couldn't speak to at all.
Really?
He
Not
pulled
really.
off a miracle album. As a matter of fact, I think CeeLo quoted it. I get a check every 3 months, $600,000 from Santana. For that song for him and Lauren on Santana's album.
Mhm.
That's how big that album is.
All right.
Does Shakira belong in the Rock Hall of Fame?
Her Spanish albums from the 90s, yes.
Okay.
She was
She was
definitely
heavier.
like a Alanis Morissette kind of.
She was heavier.
Her dancing is in there. The way she moved her body.
Hmm. What about Selena?
Oh no. Are we
Selena-
dropping subliminals to our wives?
Oh shit.
What was that?
She looked at me.
I'm on her team, so
Look, I got the blickety though.
Oh shit. You popping caps, baby. Does Selena belong there?
rock. Selena's not rock.
No, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Emotionally, I will put her
I
there.
mean, I think she does for the impact that she still has to this day, if nothing else.
I don't know about that because her English music was not rock
I mean,
at all.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame
And then her
isn't just for
Spanish
rock
music
though.
was
Like
not
Jay-Z's in the
even
Rock and Roll
rock.
Hall of
Yeah,
Fame.
it is.
It's not just for
Yeah.
rock.
So then what's the criteria? Because her shit was like,
No, she was nominated or brought up,
Cumbia.
but never got in.
but I'm saying like how so? Because then are we just we're gonna start nominating cumbia bands for Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
As much as it's called the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, at this point, it's just the
It's
Music Hall of
technically-
Fame because, like I said, there are a bunch of rappers.
But
that
even
are-
like World Music Hall of Fame?
Well, I think it's one of those things when someone calls himself a rock star, even if they're, you know what I mean? Like you party like a rock star, it's probably that.
Listen, I
Metallica.
absolutely love Selena, right? And I feel like her aspiration was always to be like a more rock or R&B kind of star. And unfortunately, she was killed before she could achieve that. So right, I agree with Baylor. Like sentimentally, sure, but her body of work that was out wouldn't qualify to me.
Okay. I'm throw two things at you real quick. Heroes del Silencio, they're actually a heavy rock band Netflix is actually doing a documentary on them. And Lacuna Coil, an Italian version of Evanescence. So you might appreciate that because you speak Italian.
Wait, are you talking to me? Or you talking to her? Mary, you speak
You
Italian?
don't
too?
speak. You do speak. Both of you speak Italian. That's right.
Oh shit! I didn't know Mary speaks Italian.
My family's from Sicily, so the dialect of Italian that they spoke is like not even.
Okay.
So Laguna Coil.
We go to Olive Garden.
All right,
That
moving on. Once Baylor starts that shit, it's always time to move
I
on
love
from the
him.
topic.
I love him.
Now, Baylor has to leave. I think you got what? About 20 minutes left, Baylor?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Do you think you guys think we can wrap up the Without Remorse review and still have time for the diss track?
Do that real
All
quick.
Oh,
Yeah.
We can wrap that
yeah.
up in like one
Okay,
minute.
cool. Okay, cool. Without Remorse, fucking garbage. All right, who else wants to go?
Wait. We're not doing that.
Yes, we are. That movie's fucking garbage.
That movie was not
Bro,
garbage.
It's
really
full of all 90s tropes that have all been done in another movie. It's logically one of the stupidest action movies, and I'm the main one who says the action movies. I'm cool with dumb action movies, but then the action scenes that they have, the fight scenes are so fucking garbage in that movie. It's fucking ridiculous. Jodie Turner-Smith is the worst actress in Hollywood right now. She's wooden. My dog can act better than her. And Michael B. Jordan, as much as he fucking tried, this is by far the worst role I've ever seen from Michael B. Jordan in my life.
I promise you, Hayes, I wanted to watch your review, but I felt I was going to be pissed at you because you said something positive about this movie. No. Oh, my God.
What is wrong with y'all? Y'all are crazy.
Bro, I guarantee you, if they replaced Michael B. Jordan with fucking give me a white actor's name. Fucking anybody. Fucking Tom Cruise. You would have hated this shit. You identify with the people you see in front of you, and it made you like it a little bit more.
No. You said Tom Cruise. I'm definitely not watching anything with today's Tom Cruise.
But I'm telling you, today's Tom Cruise would have elevated that movie more than Michael B. Jordan did just by him being there.
Edge of Tomorrow too.
I thought it was a solid movie, man. Okay. I thought I was gonna like it. I'm disappointed in y'all.
I'm trying to go through my system.
So I'll just say that this was the second thing that I cut off a quarter of the way in because I wanted to preserve.
Did you watch this movie longer than you listened to the Khaled album?
The movie's 2 hours long. The Khaled album is 57 minutes long. That's not a good ratio.
And the funny thing is that
did you get through that first hour?
Well, listen, no. Honestly, I was what really made me hang on there was like waiting for glimpses of Lauren London because I just love her. But
they changed the book, so the book is very much a revenge story, like a John Wick movie, and I think Michael B. Jordan would have killed that shit. But like it's just fucking boring, bro. It's boring.
Beginning to end.
And like dark. I didn't even like the coloring. I don't know. It was not good.
Has everybody on the panel seen Nobody?
I don't know.
With old boy from Better Call Saul? The movie.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, I want to see that.
Fucking amazing.
Was it good?
In a movie where fucking Saul Goodman from Breaking Bad is a better action star than Michael B. Jordan. Cancel the whole fucking year. Cancel the year. This shit is garbage.
Y'all so disrespectful.
Okay. No, that movie was disrespectful. Amazon is disrespectful. Don't put back the blicker. Put it back. My bad.
All right.
I didn't think it was that bad.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I get out of 10, I'd probably give it about 7.5.
God damn.
Jesus Christ, bro. All right, let's move on.
Nah.
All right, we've been doing these diss track brackets. We're headed to the finals. We're in the semifinals. We're down to the last 4 tracks. We're going to whittle it down to the last 2 today. So, first up, we got Ether versus Lost One. Now, remember our criteria. We're response, impact, the actual diss itself, and then how good it is as a song. There you go.
Ether. Okay. Of course.
Ether was a better song, but I think Lost One, it attacked one of the greatest artists of all time. And everybody else around, or that was around, was afraid of him. So, Lost One's with the upset.
Wait, you said you're voting for Lost One?
Yep.
Okay.
Boy.
Wow.
Please, someone take this man's card.
You're that mad that we didn't like Without Remorse that you just wanna.
I'm that bad.
We might have to go take the burner over there.
Well,
Because
well, unfortunately, Bailey, your one vote does not sway that one. Ether's winning this one 3-1. And I think that goes well. It's great. Lost Ones is a great diss track, and it's especially because it's from one of the sickest female artists of all time. And it's amazing. Like how how do you admit to being a side chick while at the same time tearing down the nigga completely? Like y'all got to go back and I went back and like read some articles from back when this Praz's response to this is fucking hilarious. Like Praz's response to like not on the song, but like his reaction of like when he first heard Lost One is fucking amazing.
This was a multitasking diss track. This is why it advanced over Ether to me.
All right.
But I still play Ether to this day. So
yeah. All right, cool.
Anytime I need to say something to anyone, all I hear is "bam, bam, bam, bam." That's it. That's all I think about.
Like he really does play that whenever we have problems.
That is so funny.
Oh.
I know you ain't talking about me, dog.
All right.
You?
What?
All right. Next one in the semifinals. Hit 'em Up versus Story of Adidon. Mary, I'm coming to you first on this one.
Hit him up.
Okay.
I mean, don't get me wrong, Adidon was disrespectful only because it revealed, Drake's big secret. But Hit him up was like,
but see,
Hit him up by name was like, fuck you and you and you and your mother.
True.
And all you New York niggas.
But Story of Adidon did very much. And I remember when we started this, I was the one who said, I don't think Story of Adidon would have been as impactful wasn't releasing something. I've gone back and listened. Not only did this man break down his father issues, his mama never being chosen, his best friend being sick and about to die, like he when he said surgical summer, he meant that shit. He broke down.
I was waiting.
He broke down the spirit of a man on that track. Story of Adidon on this one for me.
This dude was on LeBron James' show, like
That's
LeBron
true.
James sunned him.
But then Tupac and Biggie died.
I mean, is that a positive? We putting that?
Well,
as a
we're
positive?
talking about impact.
Low.
A dark turn. God damn, Mary. We know you're a G, but shit. God damn. Fuck.
Wow.
Shit. She basically just said, hey, fuck what y'all talking about, because nobody got shot in Drake and Pusha T beef. Both these niggas died. Fuck y'all. That's
well, listen, what's beef? I'm saying.
In so many words, she said, but did they die though?
Pretty much. That is exactly what I said.
but you know what?
Oh man.
I will call this an overtime game and probably winning by 1 point. For the simple fact that Pusha had someone from the outside stop the bleeding. That's not allowed in our culture. Like, to me, that I don't. When it comes to battle rap, like Styles P and Jada said, like, don't go down there if you're not trying to get dirty. You know what I mean? You don't make the rules 30 years later. And Pusha pushed the cat to the point where he tried to change the rules. You know what I mean? Yeah. At the same time, Pac had a whole coast on his back. Yes. They created with the help of the media, they created a East Coast versus West Coast. And from the very beginning of the track to the very end of the track was extremely disrespectful.
I mean, even threw Faith in there. That's why I fucked your bitch. Like,
oh man!
But that wasn't how the West Coast East Coast beef started.
Because of Suge Knight.
Right, but I get that. But Pac was Pac was the face of it alongside with.
Here's
Snoop
wait,
Dogg when they were
wait, hold
crushing the
on.
buildings.
Here's my opinion on that. Is
That video wasn't originally supposed to be a diss track.
Here's my opinion on that though. Is that was Pac the head or was he a pawn used by Suge Knight? And to me, that takes a little bit out of it. Because to me, he was a pawn used by Suge Knight.
Right. Well, we figured that out later on. But at the same
somewhat,
time,
but he had his own like personal shit too. I mean, like he really thought that they had something to do with what happened to him at Quad Studios. True. Like, I don't think it was Suge that put the battery in his back. I think Suge might have added fuel to the fire, but
this goes back. This goes back to Lost Ones.
Add fuel to a
fire. What's your vote
going,
Baylor? Baylor, what's the vote?
That's not fire.
What's the vote?
No. I'm okay with the vote because that's gonna be a fire final. But the fact that Mary just said Suge Knight didn't have anything to put that in his back.
I'm asking, what's your vote? What's your vote? Is it you voting for? I got
hit him up. I got hit him up.
Okay, so that leaves us tied. It's 2-2.
Oh, so we gotta go to social media.
You saw that?
We gotta go to social media.
I seen it.
No, that was my Tupac impression.
I'm Tupac. Do it, Baylor. Baylor, do
it. Hey, motherfucker. I'm Tupac.
Anthony Mackie. Check this out.
Man, okay. So unfortunately that leaves us tied. That means we're gonna have to go to our fans, our listeners, once again to vote between Hit 'Em Up and Story of Adidon. Which one progresses to face Ether in the finals? This is okay.
I like that.
I gotta be honest with you. You know what? Never mind.
Go ahead, Marquis.
It really doesn't matter who faces Ether in the finals.
I disagree because I feel like Hit 'Em Up and like two other tracks that was in the bracket could take on Ether. But that's just me being non-biased.
I'll save my argument for later, but
hey, and it's only I go well. Again, the same reason Push made it this far is almost the same reason why Nas made it this far. Because who they went up against?
They both were very strategic in the way that they finally responded. If you look at Pusha, for example, Pusha and Drake had a Cold War basically for almost a decade. When he had his album release party for I forget the name of it, Daytona, what was the snippet that came out of that whole fucking evening? Was a snippet of him performing the Infrared. And then he waited. Drake was so confident when he responded with Duppy freestyle. He thought he had another Meek back-to-back and that Pusha wasn't going to possibly come back. The whole hip-hop industry was like, why is it taking Push over a week to respond? But yet when he did respond, that shit all came back to bite Drake in his ass. So like...
Yeah, we need a documentary of that process.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Brilliant.
Like, I wonder how many times he went back and forth on if he was going to drop that or not.
Yeah.
Did we respect Meek?
Well, in what regard?
I mean, let's talk. I'm talking about the whole Drake beef. Yeah, I'm not gonna talk about everything.
Oh no, I thought he played a great mechanic in that movie.
Because the fucked up part about that is, what would Meek do? He was supposed to be featured on, knowing that the album was gonna be dissing Drake. He just so happened to disappear.
Man,
that's not gangster.
Him falling down the snow path by his parents' house. That was gangster.
That hurt.
That has been another episode of The Breaks. We got 5 minutes before Baylor has to get out of here. So we are going to go ahead and wrap up the show. This has been another episode of The Breaks Radio. So first up, just because I know Baylor has to go, Mary, I know I usually give it to you first, but Baylor, go ahead and give me your social media first in case you got to get the hell up out of here.
At Baylorism, because they still won't give me my other Twitter account back. And Twitter keeps sending me emails to do the steps, and I don't understand them. And that's it. And I got that blicky. I got the blicky.
All right, Mary.
So my parting words are: consequence is no coincidence. And you can find more words of wisdom. Not really, because I don't really be posting words of wisdom. But I'm at Miss Mary Almonte on all social media. at Young Urban Moms. You might find Words of Wisdom there, and at Just Spice, I think.
All right, Marquis.
Your ass went from Jazz to hanging to Kane to Irv to Big, and Eminem murdered you on your own shit. I'm sorry. Ethereal at. Oh my god. Yep, I'm good.
All right, fair enough. And you can follow me at CEO Hayes, the CEO Haize. I have no parting words for you. My whole Wednesdays are such like
Michael B. Jordan, step up.
they are such a part of like I missed y'all last night. So I love you bastards. I love my team. But that's my parting words.
He's lying. He got a new whip. He didn't
Word.
miss us.
I still missed y'all. What the fuck?
Yeah,
It's all white, bro. It's all white. Her
We
name's
heard
Ghost.
we heard you was cruising in
White.
Shaw.
that's right.
On
White
this
car club. Yep, me too.
Oh, so
but
you
can follow.
I got a white card too. I call it white chocolate.
See,
Look
Marquis,
at
you gotta get a
that.
white car, bro. Well,
Unless I got stock in that bitch. Let's move on.
you can follow me at follow us collectively at The Breaks Radio. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, thebreaksradio@gmail.com. We are the #1 podcast for hip hop culture, and this week we out this bitch. Peace.
And we
That's what
don't.
the gang
We
sound. My
don't.
bad.
We made it.